just fix my lighting here because I look crazy. I look crazy. All right, that looks so much better. All right. All right. Hello, everyone. She is back to do the long awaited video on 2023 being the worst year of my life. The worst year. The worst year. I'm so excited. As you guys can see, I am working on my YouTube setup. We still have things to fix. Yeah, we still have things to fix. My camera is over here, so I might just have to look up here the whole time. My window is just all the things. However, it's okay. Oh, no. Oh, anywho, I'm so thrilled to be here and to be able to do this video for you guys. So, it has been a goal of mine. If you are on my newsletter, which you can join on stephaniewapwa.com, and then just go ahead and click sign up and you can join. If you're on my newsletter, you know that a little bit ago, I began to share about how 2023 was probably the worst year of my author career. And when I say the worst, I'm talking about I didn't publish anywhere near what I thought I was going to do. I didn't even write anywhere near what I thought I was going to do. The worst. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Wapwa. I am an epic romantic author. I write in an original universe called Elida that is full of diverse angels. And so I have been writing for quite some time. And last year was probably the first year in a very long time where I was like, I washed my hands. I'm done. It was that kind of year. I'm going to be drinking coffee as I do this because, of course, I need you to be able to actually see the beauty of this cup, though. Look at all these pretty colors. Such a shame that you can't really see it because the sun is just ruining everything, but so beautiful. Anywho, 2023. Did not write as much, did not publish as much. I didn't work with betas and arcs. Actually, I had one book that I did use arcs for, and that's because I was in a multi-author collaboration, which just means that it's multiple authors that are writing individual standalone novels in one series. So we packaged it as one series, but all of the books can be read as a standalone. As a matter of fact, here we are. Let me see if I can do it. Boom. From here, boom. Actually, from right here. Boom. This whole collection. That's the collection. And mine is right there. But this whole collection is what we wrote last year. So, and that is the Story Kingdoms of the Fae, Princes, all the things. So, 2023, absolutely awful. Now, why does this matter? Context. I have been writing for publishing since the year of 2013. January 2013 is when I sat down and I was like, you know what? I love novels. I have read fantasy and fiction my whole life. Absolutely love it. I want to be able to do my own. I had read, so the series that got me reading was a series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. If you've read that series, you know that it is phenomenal. Such a good series. I recommend everybody read it. Even though a lot of you who are watching this will be adults, you should still read it anyway. It's a good series. There is a TV show. The show is sort of accurate, so why not? You can watch the show too. But that was the series that got me reading as a child. Awesome. Well, fast forward to late middle school, high school, I start reading The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. Now, for those of you who know Cassandra Clare, you know that she has written all of the Shadowhunters chronicles. There are books on books on books on books on books in that series. There's so many of them. I have not read all of them. I only read The Mortal Mystery, which is 6 books. So City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass. It ends in City of Heavenly Fire. So that was a series that I read. Clary Jace fell in love with it. And when 2013 came, that's when I was thinking about that series, and I was like, oh, what Cassandra did, I want to do. And so I started writing. I had an idea, actually, I did publish that book. And it is, I might not be able to get it because it's like underneath all of these books. Let's see if I can take it out without destroying my shelves. Yay! She wins it, guys. Okay, so this lighting. Like, I don't even know how to, here we go. Fix this so that you got, here we go. So you guys can kind of see that. Can you sort of, kind of, there we go. You see that? So this is the book called The Awakening. And the front actually says, so The Awakening was supposed to be part of a series called The Infinite Devices, which did not happen. And it was called, my subtitle was, What If Everything You Thought You Knew About Eternity Was Wrong? And as you can see, per all of the inspiration that I took from Cassandra, you see how the top half is one world, and then the bottom half is the real world. Then you have the main character on the front. Yeah. Yes, sir. I was like, I can write a novel. So I did. That was in 2013. Published this bad boy in 2017, summer of 2017. I actually published it on my birthday. It was great. It was great. And so I have been writing for a long time. I have been plotting. I have been character developing. I have been world building, which is actually my favorite part of the process. And I will talk about that in another video. World building is my mamma jamma. I love it. I love it. I love it. More than character development, more than actually writing the story. I love to just sit and figure out all these little things about the world. I don't know why. It's just my jam. And so I've been writing for such a long time, and I've been doing this thing for such a long time. I became an indie author in 2017 officially because that was when I first published. However, 2023, burn it all down. 2023 was a rough year. It was rough. And I think, honestly, let's just be real, that's coming off the heels of the pandemic, right? So during the pandemic, 2020 to through the end of 2022, so many changes. So loss, first of all, family loss. We had a funeral in the year of 2020 itself. So loss. And then moving from one state to another in 2021. That transition alone almost took me on a back. Also, relational transition. For those of you that have been involved in that, that comes with its own baggage. For me as well, church transition and just geographical changes, relational changes, friendship changes, church changes, all of these things just started building up, and just all these different things, these other endeavors that I had going on with a different business that I had at the time, and it all came to a head last year. The joy and the love and the freedom. When I was writing The Awakening, let me put it on this end. When I was writing this book right here, there we go. When I was writing this book right here, there was a level of freedom, a level of joy, a level of curiosity and exploration that I got lost in, and I ended up writing 100 something. I think this was 100 40,000 words, something like that. Um, I wrote this novel from it, and in 2023, all of that kind of just evaporated. The sense of wonder, the sense of curiosity, all of it disappeared. And in 2023, I was not reading a lot. I actually read very little. I didn't track my reading because I started to move away from Goodreads, but moving away from Goodreads, I didn't have like a plan in place on how to track like what I was reading. Now, moving away from Goodreads is actually not a bad thing, especially if you're an author, because Goodreads has become just detrimental to the mental health of authors, to be very honest. Readers are very cruel on Goodreads, so the vast majority of us have washed our hands of Goodreads. Um, However, that was how I would track my reading. That was how I like low key stayed motivated to keep reading, keep pushing. I wasn't on there, wasn't reading as much. I didn't watch as many films. I didn't go as many places. I would like hike a lot, go out a lot, go walk around, go downtown. This was when I lived in a different state. Moved, that I wasn't doing any of that. Transitions happened. I stopped doing all of that, and so like creatively, I didn't realize my creative well was just emptying out and emptying out and emptying out until there was like nothing left in it. Had no idea. Like, because I had spent so much time watching a lot of films, reading a lot of books, mainly fantasy because that's just my favorite genre. However, I would spend a lot of time reading. I would spend a lot of time researching. I would spend a lot of time just like looking some random stuff up and like storing that information away in my brain. I would, just do a lot of like creative, artsy, funny things. I would go to museums a lot. I love museums. So go to museums a lot. 2023 did none of that. And so my creative well, empty. And so that led to my worst writing year. This particular desk that I'm currently sitting at, I would sit here and days would go by, nothing would come to me. Weeks would go by, nothing would come to me. Months would go by, nothing would come to me. And I would pray, like, what should I work on? What should I do? Should I continue an old story? Like 2023 was supposed to be my writing year. Like I wanted to write a ton of books and then spend 2024 just releasing them. Ain't none of that happened. Not now one of that happened. Not now one. So, 2023, it was one of those things where I reached a point where I was like, do I stop? Right? Like, do I stop writing? Do I stop publishing? Do I say, okay, I tried this author thing and, I'm done? But the problem with that is, like I have all these old manuscripts, so many of them to finish, so many of them, a couple of them that are done, they're just like sitting there. They haven't seen the light of day yet. So many characters that just are itching to be born, and that's the issue. Is every time I would think to myself, okay, am I done? These characters would come to my mind, and I'm like, okay, but if I don't write these characters, who will? If I don't tell these stories, who will? If I don't bring this to life, who will? If I don't put these angels to flight, who will though? Who will though? So 2023 goes by. It's rough. I published one. I published one book. I republished another. What I did was I just kind of rebranded one. I changed out the cover, changed out the name, these kinds of things, just to make it more marketable. However, I actually wrote and published one book, and that's because I had to. That's because I was on deadline for it, and that's because it was part of the multi-author collaboration. But outside of outside of that multi-author collaboration, this book right here, this pinkish-looking book right here, boom, right there. Outside of that book, child, we didn't write nothing. We didn't write nothing. We didn't plot nothing new. I kind of spent so much time just like turning the wheel over and over and over again. And so eventually what I did was December got here. And I was like, I'm still in this author thing. I still choose to be in this author thing. So you know what? This is what we're going to do. Turn it all off. So I turned off social. I started unsubscribing from a lot of newsletters, not because they were terrible, not because, the people that I was subscribed to were bad people. They're not. However, for me, it was noise. It was noise. Because that's the thing, too. I spent a lot of 2023 consuming and not creating. And in the consumption, the thing is, I wasn't consuming like things that were making me creative. I did watch a lot of documentaries last year and these kinds of things, but I wasn't consuming. The majority of what I was consuming was not making me creative. What I was consuming was making me envious, was making me doubt what I was doing, was putting me in a place of covetousness where I was looking at, what everybody else had going on. I was like, oh, well, that author's writing this, or that author's publishing that, or that author's using these kinds of fictional characters, or whatever the case may be. Like, maybe I should be doing that. Lost my compass. And so December came and I was like, turn it all off. So I did. Coffee break. I turn it all off. Right? December comes, turn it all off. Cool. Do that. And my mind started to click. Now, I also was in a fast. It was a specific fast for a specific reason. But the thing is, when you're in a season of fasting, you're seeking the face of the Lord. You're wanting to get closer to God. You're also seeking specific answers, and you're working to see specific results. Because of that, by nature of fasting, you're already turning off a lot of things, and you're unplugging, you're shutting stuff down, you're turning off the noise, you're getting rid of distractions. In doing that, you become very, very clear. You become very, very clear. And I grew very clear about me, about my career, about what I'm supposed to be writing, about Elladell, about all of it. All of it, I got super clear. And it just allowed me to enter into 2024, hitting the ground running, which I'm super excited about. So, it was rough. Wanted to burn down my whole career, which is crazy because I've been writing my whole life, but I really started to start writing for publishing, just over 10 years ago. And I was about to give up this thing because I had grown completely depleted. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't being curious. I wasn't filling up my well with creative content. I wasn't taking intentional time to watch a film or to watch a documentary, learn something new, or to go out to a local museum, or I live in Georgia, so I can easily go to the museums in Atlanta and just explore and learn and just build up my creative wealth. I wasn't doing any of that. I haven't, wasn't going to parks or hiking up mountains and things like that. And so I grew depleted, and in that depletion, my creativity nearly died. And so what I'm doing different now is the opposite, of course. We are back to all of the good things. 2024, of course, first month of the year, for the majority of you who are of the same faith, the majority of us, all of us Christians, we're fasting. You know what I mean? Like everybody started the year with the beginning of the year fast, and so that's not really a time to be up and down and doing all this stuff. However, January has come and gone. It has been awesome. Just getting super clear with the Lord, fasting, praying, seeking the face of God, really intentionally praying for you. Because you are a reader, you are a partaker, you are someone who will experience these worlds, experience these characters, experience these storylines, and be changed by it in whatever shape or form or fashion. And so praying for you, praying for myself, my mind, my creativity, praying for the books that will be added to these shelves, praying for the stories to come and the people that they will impact and the change that they will bring. Praying. And now that I've done that, now I can go into the next phase, which is building up the creative well. Building up the creative well. What does that mean? It means watching, well, television. I've been asking my friends, what are y'all watching? They're like, child, nothing. Because TV has nothing. So, but still, watching things. So, watching films. Hopefully, I can find a show or two that's good, and I can watch that and get inspiration from that, and just like visually let my mind kind of just grow and imagine and create. Because here's the thing, like, so I'm highly visual. I know authors who, when they visualize something, they just see like shapes, shadows, and like sketches and stuff. When I visualize something, I see it in Dolby 4K high definition IMAX theater. Like, that's how I see it in my brain. Like, I close my eyes and I just Avatar, and so for me, I like to just sit back and just soak up all these things. So watching more documentaries, watching more films, going to museums again, going up like local parks. But again, I live in Georgia. There's trails and there's mountains and there's so many pockets that you can go and kind of like get lost in and like learn and also just be exposed to like just the outdoors and really feed on that, so that it can come alive in the stories. And so I'm super thrilled. I'm already working on a story that will be coming out later this year in 2024. You can go ahead and start like preparing yourself for that to come. More news about that if you're on my newsletter. So again, just go to stephanieboaba.com, click sign up, join the newsletter. You will know all the things. But yeah, like just really feeding the happy, as they say. Building our happy, and growing the creative well. Truly what hindered my writing spurt was a lack of just being in tune with God and what He has for me to do with these books, and a lack of just building my creative well. My creative well got empty. There was no water left. The water had dried up. The water had gone. Oh, we are in drought. We have nothing left, okay? So, like, I had to get well. Hello? Can't drink when there's no water to drink. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to, so now it's that season of, like, just adding water. And also, like, just braving old manuscripts. Braving old manuscripts, there are some stories that need some reworking so that they can be written well, packaged up, done, give you the full series. Will this be a heavy publishing year or a heavy writing year? That is still yet to be determined. Follow along and you shall find out with me. You will find out with me, but there are more stories to come, which I'm so thrilled about, because now that the compass is back and the fervor is back and the fire is back and the desire and the hope and the love of all good things fantasy is back. I'm back to reading. I am currently reading The Wheel of Time, book 1, The Eye of the World. It is taking me 10 million years to get through this book because it is so doggone long, y'all. And there's 16 novels like this. I will probably have read almost 1 million words by the time I'm done with this series. Like, bananas. 1 million words. 1 million pages. Probably way more than 1 million words. Let's just be real. There's just so many. So, I said 1 million pages. Probably like 100,000 pages or something. I don't know. How many books? It's like 1,000. Yep. It's probably going to be over 100,000 pages that I will have read, because they're almost like 1,000 pages each, and there's like 16 books. So, wait, almost 20,000 pages, guys. I'm not the best with math. It's okay. The Lord doesn't need us all to be mathematicians. He does need us to all use our gifts, though. Nevertheless, Nevertheless, you're not here for math, you're here for stories. So I will have like almost 20,000 pages, which is insane. But I'm still excited. I am reading Eye of the World, really because I want to watch the Wheel of Time show, but I don't like to watch stuff without having read it first. So we're reading it. It's not. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad because I just feel like I'm just too early. Like I'm a good few chapters in, and I'm still like, all right, where are we going? Where are we going? Nevertheless, I'm reading it, and it is epic fantasy, like classic epic fantasy. So that's a journey. I'll tell you all about that too. But yeah, super thrilled. Let me see. Super thrilled. Gonna be doing all the things, and I'm excited in other videos to just begin to like share more about the process, like how I develop my characters, how I develop my worlds, what to expect when you pick up a story from me. And I'm excited to see if this year will be a writing year, or if it'll be a writing and a publishing year where I get to put out, a lot of the work that I am writing behind the scenes. For sure, next year will definitely be a publishing year, but we'll see if I can do a bit more of that this year as well. Very excited to just give you so many of these diverse angels that have been up here and have been in here, and now they can be out here. And so super, super thrilled about that. And so this year I have a couple author collaborations that I'm a part of, so you can expect stories from those. They're going to be so much fun. One of them, I literally wrote down, the purpose of this book is just to make people snort laugh the entire time. Like, I just want you to open up the book and just be cackling the whole time. So prayerfully, I achieved that goal. But also just to have a good time while sharing, wonderful messages with you, like through the themes of the book, but just for you to have a good time as you read it. This year we'll hold a lot of that because we no longer want to flush our career down. And I really just am in this also just to write. Like, these characters are in my head. They're not leaving me alone. And since they're not leaving me alone, I'm going to write them and give them to you. And so that is what happened last year. And the plan is to make sure that this year is very different. This year will consist of storytelling in many different ways, shapes, forms, fashions. And I look forward to just bringing you more stories, whether I'm nervous or not, just writing the stories and putting them out there and giving you an opportunity to meet these characters and to love them and grow with them and learn about their stories, learn about their work, learn about where they come from, learn about this universe that they're in, and kind of just find and navigate your way through this universe. And so I encourage you to keep up with the journey. I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already done so that you can keep up with that. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and then sign up for the newsletter, stephaniebwabwa.com. Just click sign up, put your name and email address in there, and you are good to go. You will get all of the behind the scenes stuff, because when it comes to like releasing information ahead of time and whatnot, that goes to the newsletter. Just because y'all are my special people. Those who sign up and you're like, I'm here. So appreciative. And so because of that, I do send like all of those fun things to the newsletter. But yes, that is how 2023 went and how I'm changing it this year and growing. And so while it was rough, I learned so many lessons, especially how I imagine and create as a creator, and how going forward that I just need to just keep my eyes on my prize. You know what I'm saying? Mind your business is really what I learned about 2023. Mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. And so, yes, that is all well and beautiful. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for sharing this. If you've resonated, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'd be happy to engage with you in the comments. Again, subscribe to the newsletter at the website, stephaniewildlife.com. I would love, love, love to have you and just be in community with you and to grow with you and for us to collectively just see how this universe develops and how it grows and how we just get to experience these angels and their worlds and their romances and their journeys and their quests and their trials but also their triumphs. And so I'm so stoked about it. I invite you to come along on the journey, subscribe to the channel, sign up to the newsletter, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.